Goodness. Da 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 da. What's my good cheer? That's amazing. These little trip ups to get me going, to get me focused, to get me on my toes, right? I had my stream fail on me. I've never had it before. And the first instinct is, oh my goodness, what's happening? So I go in, retry it again. It came up perfectly. But in that process of, putting the date in and making the thumbnail and stuff, my mind is going 100 miles an hour of, oh my goodness, if this stream fails, right? Taking a look, oh, I won't be able to walk home from work. I won't be able to make any stops because I'll have to do my live show tonight. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, did my did my laptop bring? And this whole process took no more than 30 seconds to say, okay, let's do this again. To da 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 da. And in that time, man, I feel like I spent a whole day working on the problem. For what? Nothing. Because I'm here, right? And all I did was, right, just do it again. But this is what we do. We let our thoughts control our next movement, right? Lots of us, we don't even make any kind of movement in our lives. Our miles will go 100 miles an hour. We'll dream of those amazing things that we want. We'll look at others and judge others for what they've achieved, and right, because you don't have it. And this all gives us problems, in those few networks that I'm so grateful to have been a part of it, that I was able to be surrounded by so many different characters. We kind of knew the rule of the club, and every once in a while, right, people would overstep those boundaries, but it was in our choices whether or not to sit there and take it, and being Cindy, right? Being highly sensitive, being empathic, right? All worried whether or not I was going to be outed from something amazing, right? A group that I always wanted to be a part of. And for the most part, these were my groups. They just somehow, right, evolved around me, and just picking up one person, and pick up one person, and just like that idea, right? When you meet a new girlfriend, that part of that girlfriend, and a big part of that girlfriend, is all those boyfriends, right? That have, you know, taught her those small lessons, or those small perspectives that they have. And then, right, these women bring these baggage, right? These learned traits into their next relationship. And it's like a little virus just spreading all over the place. And it's okay if it's something amazing like love and peace, and right. But it's not always that way. Why? Because we're scared, right? We sit in the one spot and we watch the world move around, right? But we're afraid, or we're told, because lots of this is learning our place, and sometimes, right, we listen to the wrong influence when it comes to taking that dictation as to what your place is, because your place is what you decide, right? And a lot of people don't recognize that. And a lot of people, right, it's accidentally, because it was taught to them in their own childhoods, in their own upbringings. And these are just traditions that we just pass down. This digital age is allowing us to open our eyes up to everything that's going on in the world, and we can see the differences. We can see all those aspects of this world, right, that we were blinded from. And sometimes we're just blinded from our own ignorance, Sometimes we're blinded because we don't have the digital age. We don't read books. We're not watching documentaries. These are all our choices. Sometimes it is what's dictated to you or what's not shared with you. But it's in that process that we get to be better, right? This journey that I'm on, it's not always as a participant. Lots of times it is a spectator, and right, sometimes it's that back and forth numerous times during the course of the day, let alone in long spans of my life, right? Constantly changing. But I'm only here right now because of the choices that I've made. And those choices come from those feelings and those relationships and stepping into the mix and being a participant, right? And I with a crew, right? I do. It is. And it takes all kinds to make the world. But we're trying not to become extinct. And we need you to get married and have babies and to be happy in the pursuit of whatever you want for your life rather than just being part of the herd, right? To be able to create from all those dreams and all those ideas. I know I've got them and I'm pursuing them, right? And it is difficult and it's uncomfortable sometimes, but it's exciting and it's a part of my life now. I'm going to get better and better and better at it as I go. And I would wish this for everybody, right? But sometimes we have to be the example for others, right? We can't dictate to them because then that makes us no better than where they got the lessons to start with, right? People have got to be able to recognize and dream and wish and actually see those beacons and see those lighthouses out there and right? And through their own choice, right? Because there's lots of lighthouses, lots of beacons. Just go on to YouTube and you'll see them. But you get to choose. I get I get to choose, right? All paths lead to takes all kinds to make the world. Kind of a contradictory, right? But not really because all paths lead to, and we're not even there. We want it yesterday, right? We don't have that patience to understand that this is a process. This is a process that's been going on for so long, and for each one of us, that so long is a different span, but we could sure use a hand right now. And the more that we each decide to step into being that participant, the more we're going to be able to lift those people up who are really, really jumping into it. And there are people truly, truly jumping into it. And my little bit of uncomfortableness is nothing in comparison. And I wouldn't want it to be in that. I'm creating the best human being I possibly can. Human being, right? And I want to make this a magnificent life because, right, I'm living and I'm moving forward and being the evidence, right, that it's never too late not to rush in, right? The lessons are there, it's in our choices, right? Nobody's going anywhere, right? In truth, right? And we're all acting, right, that it's all over tomorrow. Oh my goodness, if I had thought of that 10 years ago, maybe it might have been true. I don't think so, right? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But we think so, right? We think so. And when we think so, we don't become that participant. We don't become that cheerleader. We don't become that best friend. We don't become that partner for ourselves that is needed, right? To get the job done, to get us to that next lesson that will eventually get us to that point where we can actually be a participant, right? And a spectator, a student and a teacher, right? And have a little bit better understanding so we can have a little bit calmer system through that process, right? But that just means taking the lessons as they come and not pushing it through just because of our own need to get to the step or that own need to get out of our own uncomfortableness. You can see it all around the world, right? This is my little piece. This is how I see it. Because in my own understandings, there are non understandings, right? But the understandings that I do have, right? I think it's important to get it out of the system, right? If not for me, then maybe for somebody else. But most likely, it's for me too. And I'll be back into my life when I get off work. It's my first day at work for my week to start. I am going to give everything to that job, shine all over that job, shine all over my customers, right? Make those bosses happy, right? Be that team player, be that team player. And you never know, right? What will come across my path, but I'll recognize it when it does. Okay, you guys, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.